Hello, in this problem, it's structured very similar to an AP FRQ for an AP macro course, but we'll just follow it along here. Okay, so when it says above full employment, that means it's overproducing. So that's sort of a code word for that. So we're going to draw our aggregate demand, aggregate supply graph. Your price level on the y-axis, real GDP, you can use Y like that, or you could say output, something like that. Save us time, I won't do that. This is downward sloping demand curve, which is aggregate demand in the macro context. And then here's our short run aggregate supply curve. And then we're overproducing, so we're going to be beyond full employment. So we're going to draw full employment right here. We'll call this YF, as the problem states. This is where we're at, and this is our long run aggregate supply. Okay, so long run aggregate supply curve, we did that. Current price level can be right here. PLe, and then YE is right here. Stands for the current equilibrium. Okay, identify one fiscal policy action that could reduce the problem. So we have higher inflation, so we want to decrease inflation. You have a choice. You can either say lower government spending or higher taxes, or both, either one. Using your graph in part A, show the short run effects. Okay, so either way, you're going to decrease aggregate demand over to the left. Hopefully, I didn't quite get there, but hopefully you get back to your long run aggregate supply. So that's what you do. Cause and effect chain learned in the lesson. Well, you know, if you lower government spending, that's part of aggregate demand. Or if you increase taxes, that decreases consumption. Either way, you're going to decrease aggregate demand. Output is going to decrease, and price level is going to decrease. Loanable funds market. Okay, so this is our loanable funds market. We're going to decrease the demand for loanable funds this way. So this is real interest rate. And this is the quantity of funds, supply of funds, demand for funds. So we decrease that. We end up with a lower real interest rate. So investment's going to rise because now it's cheaper to produce. Economic growth rate is going to increase because some of that investment is going to be on capital goods. And then the international value of the dollar is going to fall because now investors can't get as high of a rate of return on the in U.S. banks. I suppose it doesn't say this is the United States, but it does mention the dollar, so the current currency. Now, if the government takes no policy action, in the long run, short run aggregate supply, will decrease, circling the wrong one. And that's because resources and wages will now be higher to produce, and it will short run aggregate supply snaps backwards to there as firms realize it's more expensive to produce in this economy. So that's the way that answer needs to be explained. There you go.